Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here today for a very special reason as we recognize, salute, thank, honor several hero police officers who had a very harrowing experience not too long ago in an incident involving somebody with a gun. Woodbridge police officers are trained in weapons. They're prepared to use their weapons. They don't ever expect to use their weapons. It's very rare when it happens. It's even rarer when a Woodbridge police officer actually gets shot in the line of duty. That all happened that fateful night in Albert's Palace, or the hotel of Albert's Palace, many months ago. Just by the size of the people here, the crowd here, the police officers here, it shows how much everybody in this room, particularly the fellow officers, care about these hero police officers behind me who just did a tremendous job that night, protecting themselves, protecting their fellow officers, protecting innocent members of the public who could have been harmed by a very dangerous situation. And they really deserve all the accolades and all the credit that we're going to give them tonight. There was actually another incident within 24 hours where a police officer was pulling over a car, and it turns out that it had a good ending because the perpetrator took his own life, but that was within 24 hours. There were two major incidents in Woodbridge. I had a big argument with somebody who said, well, Woodbridge, crime in Woodbridge, and I said, look, this has nothing to do with crime in Woodbridge. These two incidents happened to happen in Woodbridge only because somebody was cutting through Woodbridge. I mean, we had the Turnpike Parkway, 1, 9, 27, 35, 287, 440, all these roads come here, so we're an easy place for people to cut through. And the first case that these men are here for, it was somebody looking for a hotel. And there's a hotel in the middle of a warehouse complex where if you want to hide, you're on the run, you're hiding, and where else can you gonna go? You find a hotel on the fringe of a warehouse complex and you stay there. That's got nothing to do with Woodbridge, except you cut through Woodbridge to get there. The other case is the same. They picked up the plate on Route 9 cutting through Woodbridge. So this has absolutely nothing to do with crime in Woodbridge. In both cases, it has to do with police officers doing their job, doing what they're trained to do. And in this case, and in every case that involves the Woodbridge Township Police Department, it had a good ending. So I'd like to read a proclamation. They're all the same for all 5 officers. It says, on June 13, 2024, the Woodbridge Police Department received a BOLO dispatch, be on the lookout dispatch, from the New York City Police Department regarding a wanted person being sought for the attempted murder in New York City. Acting on the report, Woodbridge Police Department officers located the suspect vehicle at a motel in the Casby section of the township and initiated surveillance and security protocols pending the arrival of New York Police Department detectives. Our officers and NY detectives determined that the suspect had vacated his room and was en route to the lobby area. Upon entry to the motel lobby, the suspect, armed with a handgun, exited the elevator. Police officer Justin Nearney engaged the suspect in an attempt to gain control of the handgun as the suspect opened fire. Officers Nearney and Krupinski returned fire. Officer Nearney and New York Police Detective Matthew Morrow were wounded in the exchange of gunfire. Immediately after the suspect was incapacitated, Sergeant Timothy Laughery and officers Patrick McGeehan and Jeffrey Schott initiated first aid to the wounded officers. The suspect was pronounced deceased at the scene. Officer Nearney and Detective Morrow are recovering from their wounds. And whereas these men are recognized and honored before the Woodbridge Township Police Department, peers, community, and family for their dedication to duty and police professionalism, and they're all collectively named Woodbridge Police Department officers of the second quarter for 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, these men behind me here standing took a situation that could have been disastrous, easily could have been deadly, as I said before, innocent people who could have been hurt. They're trained, they're experienced, they know what they're doing, and they did it. And it was not a happy ending because police officers were shot, but it was an ending that no innocent lives were lost, and I just can't tell you how proud I am of our officers for doing the job they were trained to do. When I say that we are the best police department in the state. I mean it. And these men and women of the Woodbridge Police Department prove it every single day. And I just want to present to you 5 hero police officers for the job they did on June 13th, 2024. Timothy Laughery. Next up, let me present the proclamation, so we'll do that first. Next up, we have Justin Nearney, who was the one that took the bullet, and we visited him that night in the hospital, and I guess you're doing okay lately? Okay, great, thanks. Krupinski, who also discharged his weapon that night and was instrumental in making sure the guy didn't do any more dumb things. Now, I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but does anybody, Locker, you being the most senior guy, do you want to say a few words? You don't have to. All right, great, go ahead.
I didn't really have anything prepared, so forgive me, I guess. We've all talked about it, and I've talked to pretty much most of the people in this room about it, at least the people in the back. We weren't fortunate to have the time to prepare and come up with a plan and talk about what we were going to do. It all kind of just unfolded so quickly. As a supervisor at the scene, if I knew and we had time to formulate a plan, and I had the time to pick the people that I could have there, these would be the 4 people that I would have chosen. They did a great job. I mean, there's no words I could say to describe how great of a job that they did, that I witnessed firsthand. And I know I can say that I'm still here because of the 4 people that I had there with me, and I'm thankful for them. And thankful that outside of Justin's injury, we got out in one piece. So it's an honor to have been there with them. It's an honor to work with them every day. It's an honor to work with all my coworkers every day.
Pretty sure the answer is no, but does anybody else of the 4 of you? I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Well, let me ask our police director, Bob Hubner, who's a nearly 40-year veteran of the Woodbridge Police Department, if he would say a few words.
Thanks, Mayor. I'd like to thank the council and mayor for recognizing these guys tonight. Every officer knows this is a dangerous job, but these guys were met with violence in an instant, as you heard the sergeant say. It's only because of their training, experience, their quick action, and having each other's back that we're all standing here today. You talk about heroes, football heroes. No, they're heroes. Great job.
I didn't introduce the council, but I will now. To your far left, a 30-year police department veteran and current councilman at large, Brian Small. Councilman Mark, Second Ward Councilman Howie Bauer, First Ward Councilwoman Sharon McAuliffe, and Third Ward Councilman Corey Spiller. And to all the men and women of the police department who came out to support your own, thank you very much. I know that each one of you would have done the same thing. Each one of you has the training, the experience, and the know-how to get this job done, and you would have done the same thing. And once again, there are innocent civilians alive right now because of the actions of these men that they took to make sure everybody, not only themselves were safe, but everybody else that could have been hurt. It's a hotel, it's active, there's people around there. It could have easily turned very bad if not for the quick actions of these 5 officers. So thank you again for everything that you do, and thank you once again for being part of the best police department in the state of New Jersey. Thank you.